It's another review where I'm gonna sound strange because the microphone is pointed away from me, but that is because I have something with sound effects to demonstrate, and you can see my reflection. Hello. I'm really happy I'm wearing pants for this review. This just came in yesterday, and I wanted to see if I could get away with doing a random review on a DX Kamen Rider belt. So we will be looking at the DX Mach driver. I will admit, I've been catching up on my drive the last few months. It has grown on me, so I decided to get one more belt from the series, and certainly not for the guy whose name is on the belt. We'll put it that way if you haven't seen the series. But yeah, we're going to look at this belt, and you'll excuse me because of the way I have to review a belt and all the things I have to cover if I have a few more jump cuts than normal in this video. I don't know yet. We're just going to roll with it. So as you can see, it is an asymmetrical belt, as secondary riders are akin to getting. Done up in a nice kind of metal flake, dark gray and black plastic with a lot of this really nice metallic blue. I really like this look that they've given it. It skips a lot of little areas, like here. So you get this little layered look to it that I really like. You can see it in here as well. It's got a lot of detail going on everywhere, and the paint job is very nice. It's really cool look. Very slick, very efficiency oriented. It's kind of representative of a fast Kamen Rider, which I would come to expect. Only a little bit of silver detailing, but the big detail, of course, is this big piece of chrome meant to resemble the exhaust of a motorcycle. All this is translucent, and you won't be able to see anything in there until we start demonstrating toys. And, yeah, that's going to be used later as well. As you can see, very efficient design, very sleek looking belt. I quite dig the look of this overall. And we're going to get into a lot of different functions. I'll go ahead and show you. It's hidden away, but you will find a lot of that Bandai's signature molding going on in here, where all the recessed areas have kind of a matte finish to make them stand out a lot better. It's actually really cool on this belt. If we take you all the way around, you can see a bit of a tire tread look going on to the belt, which I like. And then the clasp for the belt with the R Kamen Rider Drive logo, which a lot of people were kind enough to notice. Kamen Rider Drive. It's like a car emblem. It's almost like it's the theme this year. So, okay, well, that's kind of a clever design trait. Just something I missed in my previous Drive review. So that goes back like that, and we have a Kamen Rider belt standing before us, quite nicely painted. I am happy with the look of this belt. I'm actually quite kind of like this belt look-wise better than I do the Drive driver, and that's not the only way I like it better. So we will go ahead and hit the on switch over here. Yeah, you are the Mach driver. Thank you for telling me. As you can see, there is a flame molding inside for the LEDs to light up. And I'll explain a little bit more of that once we have a little bit more demonstration of them, for which we will need a signal bike. This is the one you get with the belt. This is Mach's, Mach's actual henshin bike. Done up in his style. It's not straight up white. It's kind of like a pearlescent white. It's got a metallic look to it. Slightly translucent, maybe? It's a very interesting color. And then, yeah, of course, you got the red stripes to match him. So it looks quite nice. I'm happy with it. And, of course, we have the metallic sticker here going with the Drive logo, which will show through here. Though, because this is basically looking at a dark tunnel, yeah, I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera. But that's enough of that. Let's actually do this. Let's henshin! So the standby noise gets a little bit generic until you put the bike in, and then it becomes outright chaos. I do like the henshin effect though. It's a really cool sound effect, and I will admit this really makes like something that I had a problem with the driver really apparent to me. I like being able to manipulate the belt when I play with a Kamen Rider toy. You know, playing with the shift brace just didn't feel right. Didn't feel like the right kind of toy. Inserting the bike, latching it in place, it's a much more satisfying feeling. So I think that's one of the reasons why this belt's appealing to me a lot more than the drive belt did. And you'll see the LED effects as I demonstrate more going on. This is really, really cleverly done. The strip here in the middle covers up where the LEDs cut off. What you're actually seeing back there is one translucent piece that goes from here all the way down here. The strip here covers the midpoint where the LEDs kind of clash into each other. See, if it wasn't for this, you'd see one light, two light, one light, two light as the effect goes on. To put that right there covers up that transitional point, so it actually creates this illusion of the flame going from the back of the bike all the way out, and it gives it some motion to the design. It's a really clever and subtle design idea, and it works really, really well. I actually really like how the flame effect looks. So, that said, let's actually see a little bit more of the flame effect. There is a translucent, or a pearlescent white button on the top, which we can hit. And that's a pretty basic effect. But if we hit it 4 times, a little bit of a power-up, which often is used in the show. Now, we have other effects as well. Of course, time for the finisher, I suppose. Really like that sound combination, and that's where you can really see how effective that flame effect is. Even with the changing light colors, there's actually a little bit of a bleed through, so you can actually see the transition from the red here to whatever color is spewing out the back. It's a really cool light effect, and really is probably this belt's best feature. Now, with that out of the way, I could call the review done right there, because that's really all this belt does right out of the box. All you get is Mach's signal bike. That's pretty much the only thing it comes with. That's kind of a disappointment, because it really does deprive you of the extra sound effects. You can't do any kind of signal change on this bike without going off to buy more signal bikes, which is a really unfortunate circumstance. I don't know, just does it really seem like it would have been that expensive to just pitch one more in with the belt? Like, just to give you like a full range of features for your big money purchase? I don't know, it's a little bit frustrating. If you've got the driver though, and you've got a few other shift cars lying around from that, there are other things it can do. For instance, it actually does recognize shift cars. Though it doesn't recognize them the same way. And that's pretty much universal. So at least you have a little bit of sound effect variety. That wasn't what surprised me, though. This kind of surprised me. So, not only does it recognize the viral core cars, it also has unique sound effects for them, and it has the tune effect from Machine Chaser. And again, does all the same functions. I'm really just doing that so I can see that flame effect a few more times. I'm not even kidding. So yeah, that's pretty much the most surprising thing about the belt, because in the drive driver, inserting one of these just makes it say dangerous, and it doesn't really do anything beyond that. Here it's fully functioned, as if the guy using these is actually supposed to use. You know what? No more spoilers. If you should know by now. Yeah, this is Kamen Rider Chase's belt. So of course I can recognize viral cores. So that's pretty much what the belt itself does. However, I guess we should actually try and show you what the bike does if you have another Kamen Rider drive toy. You'll excuse me if I don't have the belt strap for this one ready, as I looked for it before the review recording and didn't have it around. But you'll still be able to see and hear everything, so we'll work with it.
Start your engine!
The engine is already started. Jeez, this review's already like 12 minutes long. So, here it's pretty simple. All we're really going to do is insert the bike into the brace, like so. It doesn't lever up like the other ones. It pretty much just knows what to do once you've actually inserted it. So, I will leave this in frame, and I will do that off frame so you can see everything that's about to go on. Suddenly I remember my criticism about the drive driver having a sweet spot. You have to have the brace in for just the right position so it can actually see what you're doing. But yeah, it makes the next function light up, and it does actually work like a form change because it will remember it. That's what I did with the finishing button. So that's pretty much the effects that you get when you use one of those in the drive driver. It's a neat little function. Like, it actually transitions the standby effect. It works like a tire change car, or like a form change car rather. So that's actually neat. Like, I didn't expect that. Just kind of expected like a little Mach noise or something generic like most of the other belts did. So this all works out pretty well. Like, I'm perfectly happy with this belt, except for, of course, it needed to come with another car. Like, I know it's incentive to get you to buy more signal bikes, more shift cars, so you can see more of the effects. But right out of the box, I feel that a belt should be able to do at least a little bit of everything it can do. You know, if the signal change is a major feature of the Kamen Rider, I think you should be able to experience it right out of the box. At the price I paid for it, I got mine for like $65 shipped. That's about as cheap as I've seen on eBay, and most online shops are sold out. So, you know, if you can get around that, it's a little bit easier if you actually have other shift cars lying around. It's a little thin. I think the effectiveness of the electronics and man, I really did miss the colored LEDs. They really do add more character than you think, and you don't realize that till they're gone, driver. I think it's a little bit expensive, but I think it is a fun belt. And I certainly have more fun with it than I did the drive belt. So, I'm happy with it. You know, maybe down the line we get... maybe we get a few more signal bikes, or, you know, maybe a big axe to go with it. I don't know. Ah. Wow, that's a fail. Yes, I tried to end it on one last henshin, and I completely screwed up. It's kind of weird getting these things inserted when you're not wearing the belt. Oh well. Leaving it in. I don't care. It's funnier than the ending I had in mind.